Dr. Pasqua Candy Richelle, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Rolando Pasqua. Dr. Pasqua Daniel, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Daniel Pasqua Sr. Dr. Pascual Charlene Kate, accompanied by Mrs. Selena Pascual and Mr. Christian Frederick. Dr. P. Benito Sherry May, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Jaime P. Benito Jr. Dr. P. Evan Cliff, accompanied by Miss Eva P. Dr. Fian Pon Onuma, accompanied by Miss On Anong Paenpon and Miss Orapon Paenpon. Dr. Pedarce Andrew, accompanied by Mr. Orlando Pedarce and Miss Vicenta Pedarce. Dr. Pedrigal Janelle Ann, accompanied by Miss Noel Pedrigal. Dr. Peralta Bill Wilfred, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Wilfredo Peralta. Dr. Perez Frances Carla Marie, accompanied by Mr. Carlo Perez and Mr. Salvador Perez. Dr. Perez Monica, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Ronaldo Perez. Dr. Pinalgan Maxima Vera, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Peter Pinalgan. Dr. Pineda Chris Ann, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Daniel Mercado. Dr. Piñera Manuel Anthony, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Manuel Piñera. Dr. Pinili John Michael, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Milano Pinili. Dr. Pintukan Diane Christine, accompanied by Mr. Engineer and Mrs. Edmund Pintukan. Dr. Plantila Christine, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Victoria Plantila. Dr. Poblete Jessamine, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Columbine Poblete. Dr. Poloso Saul Bryan, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Clyde Poloso. Dr. Primavera Andrea Grace, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Lino Primavera. Dr. Prudencio Beverly, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Ovidio Prudencio. Dr. Pundogar City Rohaina, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Haji Mohamed Al Pundogar. Dr. Cuarte Jr., accompanied by Mr. and Miss Wilfredo Cuarte Sr. Dr. Quiapo Elfie Clarice, accompanied by Captain and Miss Alberto Quiapo. Dr. Quinto Ana K, accompanied by Dr. Cristina Quinto and Mr. Mark Rionel Quinto. Dr. Quinon Pearl Rosan, accompanied by Miss Agnes Quinon and Miss Zenny Magbago. Dr. Quintoriano Fiza, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Danilo Quintorano. Dr. Rambago Rod Dexter, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Martin Manzano. Dr. Rabang Jose Marie Antonio, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Antonio Rabang. Dr. Rahal Mohit, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Jordi Rahal. Dr. Raimundo Josephine Rose, accompanied by Mrs. Erlinda Nicolas. Dr. Rial Gladys Jan, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Manuel Rial. Dr. Recio Jacqueline, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Ronaldo Recio. Dr. Reguya Hannah Andrea, accompanied by Mr. Emilson Reguya and Engineer Lorenzo Francisco. Dr. Emandaban Christian Joseph, accompanied by Dr. and Mrs. Ronaldo Jose Remandaban. Dr. Raymond Faye Merce, accompanied by Colonel and Mrs. Ronaldo Raymond. Dr. Rendon Joanna Marie, accompanied by Mrs. Joshua Rendon and Joseph Francis Rendon. Dr. Rentoy Rio Gromeo, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Thomas Rentoy IV. Dr. Revadula Queenie Doreen, accompanied by Miss Imelda Revadula and Miss Milagre Revadula, Dr. Reyes, Sir Nathaniel, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Cesar Reyes, Dr. Reyes, Crystal May, accompanied by Engineer and Miss Florencio Reyes, Dr. Reyes, Maria Angela, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Emmanuel Reyes, Dr. Reyes, Maria Bernadette, accompanied by Engineer and Miss Norberto Reyes, Dr. Reyes, Mary Louise, accompanied by Engineer and Miss Ricardo Reyes Jr., Dr. Ribeiro Sofia Isabel, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Annalyn Ribeiro, Dr. Ricalde Ira Krisha, accompanied by Engineer and Miss Consorcio Ricalde Jr., Dr. Rivera Aaron Nicole, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Ariel Rivera, Dr. Rivera Jamela Melva, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Melito Rivera, Dr. Rivera Sarah Jane, accompanied by Miss Jennifer Rivera and Miss Basilia Rivera, Dr. Rodriguez Richmond, accompanied by Miss Raquel Rowena Rodriguez, Dr. Rojas Rafael, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Jose Rojas Jr., Dr. Romares Kenji, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Henry Romares, Dr. Roque Christer Ken, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Pedro Roque, Dr. Roque Muriel Alessandra, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Romel Roque, Dr. Rosal G.E., accompanied by Captain and Mrs. Prefecto Rosal, Dr. Rosal Shane, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Lucio Rosal, Dr. Rubia Paulo John, accompanied by Mr. Domingo Garcia Jr. and Miss January Garcia, Dr. Ribio Erling Joyce, accompanied by Dr. Epifanio Rubio and Dr. Jane Rubio, Dr. Saba Mary Grace, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Virgilio Saba, Dr. Saavedra Edsel, accompanied by Mr. Edwin Saavedra, Dr. Sabino Ana Nenita, accompanied by Engineer and Miss Nemencio Sabino, Dr. Sadia Ira, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Antonio Sadia, Dr. Shahiron Mohamed Al-Tay, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Alonso Sahiron, Dr. Salazar Clarissa Fe, accompanied by Mrs. Carzina Salazar and Mr. Carl Francis Salazar, Dr. Saligumba Lombard, accompanied by Attorney Levi Saligumba and Mrs. Mercedes Saligumba, Dr. Salman Nezma, accompanied by Mrs. Harija Salmar, Dr. Salvador Marigi Joliet, accompanied by Mr. Mariano Salvador, Dr. Salvador Romana Luella, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Louisiana Salvador III, Dr. Salvador Stephanie, accompanied by Miss Ellen Vina Salvador, Dr. Samson Denise Princess, accompanied by Mrs. Melanie Santos Samson, Dr. Sanchez Jemho, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Greg Sanchez, Dr. Sansarona Abdul Wahid, accompanied by Piang Akisha Sansarona and Miss Alicia Sansarona, Dr. Santa Maria Juan Carlo, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Perdito Santa Maria III, Dr. Santiago Patricia Yvette, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Jaime Sibayco, Dr. Santiago Raymond, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Romano Santiago, Dr. Santos Laurent, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Lauro Santos, Dr. Satore Said King, accompanied by Mrs. Marichelle King, Dr. Savellano Lara Miki, accompanied by Miss Adelina Savellano and Miss Chelsea Jesus Savellano, Dr. C. Melissa Rin, accompanied by Dr. and Mrs. Nixon C. Dr. Sembrano Nicole Marie, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Paul Sembrano, Dr. Dr. Serrano K.R., accompanied by Mrs. Nida Serrano and Miss Jerry C. Dr. Seta Durashki Ashok Bai, accompanied by Mr. Uhera Deep, Dr. Severino Luz Orabel, accompanied by Engineer and Mrs. Patricio Severino, Dr. Severo Ifi Marie, accompanied by Mrs. Eufamia Severo and Mr. Roel Ibasco, Dr. Ciano Kim Melody, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Alvin Ciano, Dr. Sibuyan Eunice Stefanel, accompanied by Engineer and Miss Edward Sibuyan, Dr. Sierra Wendy May, accompanied by Mr. Rodolfo Sierra Jr. and Miss Mildred Self, Dr. Season Arwin, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Raulito Season, Dr. Season Justin Jenna Fame, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Ariel Season, Dr. Season Carmina Kim, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Caesar Season, Dr. Songko Iggy Candice, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Gito Mapile, Dr. Soriano Ania Liag, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Teodoro Soriano, Dr. Sorathia Maulin, accompanied by Mr. Badhan, Dr. Sotinko Ariana Cristel, accompanied by Miss Rebecca Sotinko, Dr. Santa Maria Russell, accompanied by Mr. Eduardo Santa Maria, Dr. Sung Nia Catherine, accompanied by Miss Lilibeth Saguilla and Cleofa Latic, Dr. Suryo Irene, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Renato Suryo, Dr. Suyo Jenny Mai, accompanied by Miss Jennifer Suyo and Mr. Marlon Suyo, Dr. C. Pamela, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Ernesto C, Dr. Tabianan Irani J, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Igmedio Tabianan, Dr. Tabinas Johnny Cedric, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Jesus Tabinas Jr., Dr. Takulog Mira Mauman, accompanied by Mrs. Minerva Takulog, Dr. Tagubar Melanie, accompanied by Nani Buangayon, Enrico Viray, Dr. Tai Mike Daniel, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Danilo Tai, Dr. Talawe Amil Demetorio, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Augusto Talawe Sr., Dr. Tamayo Alan Jr., accompanied by Mr. and Miss Alan Tamayo Sr., Dr. Tamayo Crystal Jan, accompanied by Mr. Ernesto Tamayo and Miss Wevlin Agpalao, Dr. Tamparia Christine May, accompanied by Miss Flora Tamparia, Dr. Tan Charity Christine, accompanied by Miss Ruth Tan, Dr. Tan Kumaidi, accompanied by Miss Kerger Tan, Dr. Tan Marjorie Yvette, accompanied by Miss Helen Tan, Dr. Tan Raymond Vincent, accompanied by Miss Maria Carmen Tan, Dr. Tanzo Erling, accompanied by Miss Evelyn Cabirzos and Mr. Ted Tanzo, Dr. Tara Tingan, Hanifa, accompanied by Attorney and Mrs. Yusuf Taratingan, Dr. Tatat Veronica, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Nilo Tatat, Dr. Taya Mariel May, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Noel Taya, Dr. Tejada Ann Albert, accompanied by Miss Marlene Tejada, Dr. Teodoro Maria Elaine Christine, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Luis Sionco, Terosa Ora Maria Abigail, accompanied by Miss Grace Barba Terosa. Dr. Tanhan Panipa, accompanied by Miss Ali Safari. Dr. Timbayan Mary Aisha, accompanied by Ambassadors and Miss Alan Timbayan. Dr. Tingda Julie Ruth, accompanied by Mrs. Roselma Tingda and Mrs. Julian Pean. Dr. Tolop John Paul S., accompanied by Mr. and Miss Patrick Tolop. Dr. Tombok Beatrice Joy, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Ronald Tombok. Dr. Tonggol Timothy John, accompanied by Miss Lita Tonggol. Dr. Tuwazon Sarah Feliz, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Santiago Tuazon. Dr. Tubong Banwa Romer, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Romeo Tubong Banwa. Dr. Tumang Kate Shan, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Nilo Tumang. Dr. Tukarin Wilay Porn, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Porn Tukarin. Dr. Yuera Ana Charmaine, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Carlito Yuera. Dr. Yuera Cristel Ann, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Carlito Yuera. Dr. Umali Marjorie Ann, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Maximo Umali. Dr. Umanda Janelle, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Alan Umanda. Dr. Umipig Emil Louis, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Luis Umipig. Dr. Urutia Michael, accompanied by Romeo Urutia. Dr. Uy Arjen, accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. Reynaldo Uy. Dr. Uy Marian Michelle, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Moreno Uy. Dr. Uy Nicolas Justin Maria R., accompanied by Mr. and Miss Philip Uy. Dr. Uy Koke Jonathan Ryle, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Eduardo Uy Koke. Dr. Ladivieso Elise Marie, accompanied by Miss Everlyn Ladivieso. Dr. Valdez Rainer Vitoro, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Benjamin Valdez. Dr. Valdez Mark Andrew, accompanied by Mr. Manuel Valdez and Mr. Bonifacio Valdez. Dr. Valdez Miguel Angelo, accompanied by Miss Maria Rita Valdez and Mr. Manuel Valdez. Dr. Valencia Warren Sikat, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Wilson Valencia. Dr. Valenciano Jose Ismael, accompanied by Engineer and Miss Agustin Valenciano. Dr. Valera Sherin, accompanied by Miss Stella Valera. Dr. Valero Fatima, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Edgardo Valero. Dr. Valiara Jovin Abraham, accompanied by Miss J.C. Miriam Valiara. Dr. Vargas Christina Marie, accompanied by Joycine Rubia and Joanne Rubia. Dr. Velasquez Josh Nicole, accompanied by Mrs. Felicidad Velasquez. Dr. Velasquez Madison James, accompanied by Mrs. Victoria Velasquez. Dr. Veneracion Paul Gerito, accompanied by Engineer and Noel Rodel Veneracion. Dr. Versite Bethany Aphrodite, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Jerusalem Blair Verside. Dr. Vergara Ina Margarita, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Gerald Vergara. Dr. Vivar Christian, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Avin Guido Vivar. Dr. Vicente Harold J., accompanied by Mr. and Miss Camilo Vicente. Dr. Vicente Miguel Angelo, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Emmanuel Vicente. Dr. Vidanes Christine Nicole, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Emmanuel Vidanes. Dr. Villamil Sheila Marie, accompanied by Mrs. Nanette Villamil. Dr. Villanueva Abigail, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Gregorio Villanueva III. Dr. Villanueva Fernil says Eden, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Redentor Villanueva. Villanueva Jane, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Jose Villanueva. Villanueva Rafael Victor, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Senen Villanueva Jr. Dr. Villarde Ritz Kiriza, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Rito Velarde. Dr. Villasan Maria Beatriz, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Ronaldo Villasan. Dr. Vileza Alger, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Victor Vileza. Dr. Vinson Victoria Ann A, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Narciso Vinson Jr. Dr. Vinluan Alma Tamayo, accompanied by Mr. Jerry Vinluan and Mr. John Alexander Clarcia. Dr. Yabud Ariane Joy, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Ariel Yabud. Dr. Yao Justin Robert, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Jesus Yao. Dr. Yap Alisa Aya, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Arthur Yap. Dr. Yap Tracy Joy, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Leonilo Yap. Dr. Yalde Christian Joy, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Arthur Yalde. Dr. Yu Erlene Senchil, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Sonny Yu. Dr. Zacharias Jeff Michael, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Leopoldo Zacharias Sr. Dr. Zacharias Maria Cristina Erica, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Vijayan Andan. Dr. Zhang Bob Po, accompanied by Mr. and Miss Vincent Kochan.
The University President, Dr. Reynaldo Olazo, Dean of the College of Medicine, administrators, departmental heads, members of the faculty, family, friends, guests, and fellow graduates, a blessed morning. When Dean Olazo asked me to make a speech for this glorious graduation day, I want to tell him that I don't make speeches. I've never done speeches in my entire life. But that moment simply reminded me of how I doubted and thought myself incapable of becoming a doctor before I entered medical school. But here I am, with pride and honor, finally graduating as a doctor. As I have started this journey of becoming a doctor, honestly, I made thousands of reasons in quitting medical school. I did not come from a privileged family. My parents were both rank and file government employees with limited resources to fund my schooling. So I entered medical school with fear and uncertainty if I would be able to finish it. But as most millennials would say, advance kami mag-isip. So despite of our situation, they fully supported me to enroll in this university, carrying with me our faith that with God, nothing is impossible. With God, everything is possible.
Wala bang reaksyon naman?
Malakas yata yung guardian angel ko sa likod. Truly, God has been faithful and great in our lives. He used many ways and people to bring me this far. We could not have afforded medical school if not for the scholarship grants granted by the university. I remember every semester I would go to the dean's and registrar's office for any update on my academic ranking, so I would know if my parents would need to borrow money. I even make a letter addressed to the president for free dormitory and books. I will always be grateful to the university, the president, the university staff, the secretaries, especially Ma'am Wong, and to my dorm manager, Ma'am Marlene, for helping me out during those days. Undeniably, medical school had been the most challenging and hardest years of our lives. And everyone graduating today knows in some way what that feels like, how it felt daunting, overwhelming, frustrating, and even impossible. It made us feel sometimes or most of the times inadequate and helpless. People died despite of our best efforts. Grades that we earned are important when we were faced with difficult cases. We often felt overworked and underappreciated despite of our hard work, and worse, even Dr. Shane on Facebook. We even met people who disvalued our learnings and experiences. There will always be fear and uncertainties that we will constantly encounter. We will constantly question ourselves if we have studied enough, or if we are the right person for the job, or if we're doing the right thing. Circumstances might persuade us to dispose these emotions and harden our hearts. But we know best that we can use this for good. Just as the Wizard of Oz asserts, true courage is facing danger when we are afraid. These fears and uncertainties do not need to be limiting. With this, medicine becomes a lifelong learning, and purpose rears its head once again. I think we have learned the greatest lesson that a medical school could teach. It has taught us to be doctors, to be in endless pursuit of knowledge, skills, and bringing with us our hearts, caring for ourselves and for our patients. Let me share with you what Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, a poet, said. Love does not consist in gazing at each other, but in looking outward together in the same direction. Never has this principle been more important than during those years of sacrifice. None of us could succeed if not for the understanding and support we continually receive from countless people who believe in us more than we ever did. Our dreams won't be made real if not for the people who shared it with us. So as we celebrate the fulfillment of our dreams, we will always carry our achievements onward with the everlasting support of one another.
Yan po, magpapan ako.
Our achievements are theirs, and on that note, our achievements are also each other's. At this point, let me finish my speech with a message of gratitude in behalf of the graduating students of Batch 2018.
Papan ko na lang ito nagpalakpakan.
First and foremost, to the Lord Almighty who made all things possible. We are always grateful to our families and relatives. Thank you for being our constant source of strength and inspiration. You were the ones behind and with us every step of the way, and who were always there whenever we need them. On a personal note, I want to thank my parents and my Papa Jerry and Mama Ali
Lipat ako ng
for sacrificing every last bit of comfort that you had. Thank you for traveling for 12 to 16 hours.
Sa dito. Papan ko ito pag ano.
From Cagayan to Manila just to make sure I am okay every time I had problems.
Palit ako dito sa kabila, sa right side ah. Papalit ako sa kabila ah. Sa right side, ilipat ang
Thank you for never failing to provide everything that I needed and endlessly praying for me.
Ito, sakto.
You were the ones who pushed me to be where I am despite the thousands of reasons I wanted to quit. Thank you. You are a testament of love that is pure, selfless, and unconditional. Thank you for supporting your ambitious daughter who dared to be the first doctor in the family. This is all for you.
Lipat ako na.
I say thank you to the Faculty of Medicine, our mentors, our second parents, most especially to Dean Olaso, for your expert guidance, approachability, and above and beyond support. Thank you for the knowledge that you imparted on us and molding us to become doctors. I hope one day I could pay you forward. I also want to thank the staff and administration of the College of Medicine, maintenance, and security personnel. Thank you for making our stay in the university safe and easier. I would also want to thank those people who became our classmates, our friends, and significant others. Thank you for your companionship and for sharing with us the fun and hard times in medical school, with special mention to Kate, Aryan, Ritz, Abby, Alger, my F2 family, and my beloved Alex,
Okay,
who
okay.
kept me sane during those times I wanted to give up on life. In closing, I want to shout we're free. Not because we're free of the sleepless nights and grueling exams, but because we're finally free to soar high and make a difference in our own and others' lives, wherever we may go. One step at a time, one life at a time.
Okay, okay.
I wish my colleagues the best. Congratulations all, to God be the glory.
I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are.
But I won't let them break me down to dust.
'Cause I know that there's a place for us.
For we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down,
I'm gonna send the flood, gonna drown him out.
I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me.
Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me.
Another round of bullets hits my skin, yeah. From far away, us today, I won't let the shame sink in. We all bursting through the barricade.
And reaching for the sun. Yeah, that's what we've become. Won't let them break me down to dust. 'Cause I know that there's a place for us. Oh yeah, oh yeah. When the sharpest words gonna cut me down, I'm gonna send the flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. And I know that I there's nothing I'm not when the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, I'm gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. Look out, 'cause here I come. Marching on, marching, marching. This is me. I'm gonna stand up, gonna drown them. This is me.
I, please state your name, Dr. Martin Florentine Santos Atal,
a member of class 2018, do hereby solemnly declare to promote and protect the good name of my alma mater, Our Lady of Fatima University, Fatima Medical Science Foundation, College of Medicine, and College of Dentistry. In the pursuit of my profession, that I shall observe and maintain the highest ethical standards of the profession I have been granted. That as an alumnus, I am the ambassador of goodwill of my university wherever I shall be. And for all this, I humbly pledge to distrust. So help me God.
As a newly accepted and duly recognized member of the Our Lady of Fatima University, Fatima Medical Science Foundation Incorporated Alumni Association, Class of 2018, I state your name. Hereby solemnly swear as my bounden duty to abide by the Constitution and bylaws of the Association, its precepts and objectives, uphold the good name of my alma mater, and practice my profession to the best of my ability and accepted ethical standards. So help me God. Congratulations all.
Onwards, we march united in search for what is true. Guided by Our Lady of Fatima, obstacles we push aside and hardships we overcome. But feet can carry us only so much. And so it will have to be in our minds that will carry us to the far horizon, when earth can meet with the sky and our spirits can reach for the stars.
Put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Look out. Pop, pop, it's showtime. 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 Guess who's back again? Oh, they don't know. Gone time. Oh, they don't know. Gone time. I bet they know as soon as we walk in. Showed up. I'm wearing Cuban links. Yeah. Designer mix. Yeah. Inglewood's finest shoes. Whoop, whoop. Don't look too hard, might hurt yourself. Known to give the color red the blues. Woo, shit. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jocking. Keep up. Players only. Come on, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Look out. Second verse for the hustlers. Hustlers. Gangsters. Bad bitches and your ugly ass friends. I cannot preach. I cannot preach. I gotta show them how a pimp get it in. First, take your sip. Do your dip. Spend your money like money ain't shit. Ooh, ooh. We too fresh. Got to blame it on Jesus. Hashtag blessed. They ain't ready for me. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jocking. Keep up. Players only. Come on, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? What you trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Look out. Everywhere I go, they be like, ooh, so clear. Everywhere I go, they be like, ooh, so clear. Everywhere I go, they be like, ooh, so clear. Now, watch me break it down like, 24 karat, 24 karat magic. What's that sound? 24 karat magic. Come on now. 24 karat, 24 karat magic. Don't fight the feeling, invite the feeling. Just put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? Tell me what you're trying to do. 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Look out. Moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Look out. Pop, pop, it's showtime. 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 Guess who's back again? Oh, they don't know. Gone time. Oh, they don't know. Gone time. I bet they know as soon as we walk in. Showed up. I'm wearing Cuban links. Yeah. Designer mix. Yeah. Inglewood's finest shoes. Whoop, whoop. Don't look too hard, might hurt yourself. Known to give the color red the blues. Woo, shit. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jocking. Keep up. Players only. Come on, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all gangsters, bad bitches, and your ugly ass friends. I cannot preach, I cannot preach. I gotta show them how a pimp get it in. First, take your sip, do your dip, spend your money like money ain't shit. Ooh, ooh, we too fresh. Got to blame it on Jesus. Hashtag blessed. They ain't ready for me. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up.